Is it going live? Yay, we're live. Good morning. It's Maria here with Simplified Partners. It is August the 18th. Can't believe it's moving so quickly. So I wanted to pop on here today. It's a crazy day, but one thing I wanted to pop on here and let you guys know about, or really think about for this upcoming week, are different apps, or some people call this a tech stack for your small business. So a lot of us, you probably can relate to this, that a lot of us spend a lot of time looking at apps that will help us, or looking at technology that's going to help us be more efficient in our businesses. And so a lot of you out there might have, as we've talked on the channel before, about QuickBooks Online or Zoho Books or other accounting systems that you can use to make sure that your bookkeeping and accounting is up to speed. However, there are a lot of other apps that can help you run your business as well. And so selecting Zoho Books or selecting QuickBooks Online, really that decision really has implications about what other apps that you can choose. And so just as great as QuickBooks Online or Zoho Books can be for helping you to maintain your accounting and small business finances, other apps you can hook onto these different hook onto your accounting system can really allow you to increase your productivity even more. And so I'm actually in the middle of some projects with some of my clients to look at various apps. And what I've noticed is that as a bookkeeping and accounting professional, I really want and am always challenged to be staying on top of the latest and greatest as far as apps, because my clients are asking me what apps will meet their need for a particular thing. So in today's video, I just want to share with you a few that I'm looking at and some different thoughts that I have around them, and really where they're going to help you in your particular business. So obviously, I don't know your kind of business that you're running. So you could have a online store, you could be an e-commerce company, you could be a service oriented company. And so my focus for this video is really just going to be service oriented companies. So not to leave you guys out, I just don't have as much experience in the e-commerce side of things. I really tend to focus my business and my clientele on service businesses. So number one thing that I get a lot of questions about are about apps related to cash flow and forecasting. So don't leave because this sounds a little complicated. It really isn't. What a lot of small businesses need, especially in today's time with COVID, is that businesses really need some help managing their cash, managing when their money's going to come in, managing when the money's going to go out, and being able to forecast when money's coming in, money going out, all of that, so that you don't just see like a cash flow statement in an accounting software really tells you where the money went. But forecasting really helps you to plan, kind of like a budget, right? Where is my money going to go? And so there are some forecasting apps that are out there. And one that I really have found that is really great for this purpose is one called Float, Float. So it's floatapp.com. And I'll link all of this stuff below in the notes as soon as the video is finished, so that you guys can just pop on over to these different apps and take a look. But if you are interested in really helping to determine how much cash that you're going to have in the coming months, and maybe some changes that you need to make and think about now that's going to impact your business in the future, then Float could be one that's really going to help you. Now, I will say that Float is going to be a good option for those of you that are using the QuickBooks Online accounting system. Zoho Books is a great accounting platform. I really like it, but it's really geared for those of you that want to use some of the other Zoho apps that are under their umbrella. So for example, Zoho Projects. Let's talk a little bit about project management now. Let's move away from the forecasting and cash flow management. Project management is another big piece that service-oriented companies really need, is that you have client projects coming in. You have, it could be recurring projects that you are managing, but Zoho Projects is a really good app that you can add on to Zoho Books. And what happens is, as you track your time, maybe it's a fixed rate project and you still want to track your time, or you also want to just track what you're doing, that information immediately feeds right into Zoho Books. And so you're able to just add your customer one time, you're able to add the project information one time, and it syncs wonderfully with Zoho Books. So again, it's another really great option for those of you that are looking for a small business accounting system, Zoho Books is really great, and it will integrate with a lot of other apps, particularly those that are in the Zoho family of apps. So we've talked about cash flow and forecasting. We've talked a little bit about project management. Let's stay with project management if you're in the QuickBooks Online world, and what are some options over there. So if you didn't know this already, some subscription levels of QuickBooks Online do have the ability for you to manage projects within QuickBooks. And so it's really great for those of you that have either fixed fee or hourly projects, and you want to be able to do things such as really track the hours and see the profitability. So if you sold something at a fixed rate and you've spent X number of hours, did you lose money on the project or did you make money on the project? So there's a whole feature within QuickBooks Online that helps you with projects. Now, if you need more than that, there are some other systems out there that can help you. Two that I am in the mid-process of looking at, one is called Big Time. And so far, I really like this app. Big Time really allows you to do a lot more with project management than you really are within the accounting system itself. Another one is called Harvest. Harvest is a lot like other time tracking apps that are out there. QuickBooks has one called T-Sheets, you might have heard of. So Harvest is another great time tracking software, and they've recently introduced a forecast piece to Harvest. So it's called Harvest and then Harvest Forecast. And so if you're looking at really project management and time tracking, but you also like the forecasting side of things like we talked about before, then these can be great options. And so I'll include links below. They all have free trials of their software, so you can try it out and see what's best for you. So in this video, I want to end by saying this. Really, the place that you don't want to start, as much as I've shared with you on this video about different apps, you really don't want to jump with step one being going and getting a trial of the app. What I would advise that you do is look at your business right now and determine what are the areas that you feel are really hindrances to you. What are things that you feel are very manual, that you are having to do over and over again? What are some areas within your business that are causing delays? Maybe there's a bottleneck. Maybe you're always waiting for this thing to happen. Or if you don't have a team, then you're always, out of time with everything that you can do. Look through your process, write it out on a piece of paper. If you can do a mind map or a workflow diagram, nothing fancy, just get a piece of paper or a piece of graph paper and write out what your process is. Maybe from the time that you acquire a customer until the time the project or that customer is no longer with you. So really start high level and look at your process the way it is now and determine what pieces of technology and apps could really help you. So maybe you do have a problem with that proposal stage. Maybe you really struggle with creating a nice looking proposal to send your potential customer. Maybe you've had a meeting with them and you need to send them information through a proposal. Well, there's a lot of great apps for that. One that I'm just starting to use is called Practice Ignition, which is really more for bookkeepers and accountants, but there's other types of proposal software. One that I absolutely love is called HoneyBook. And HoneyBook is a great app that you can use to create beautiful proposals. And what's nice about it is that you can immediately email the person through HoneyBook, and the app will handle the back and forth. It will send them an email. The customer can look over it. They can actually select what services that they would like to do with you. They can sign it through e-signature. It comes back to you, and they can also pay you retainers through HoneyBook and or ongoing payments through HoneyBook. So I'll link to that below. So really, that's just an example of really start by looking at your overall business and what areas that you find delays and bottlenecks exist, and then look for the apps that you look for those apps that could help you in that particular area and try them out for a while and see what you think. So if you need any feedback or any ideas, just make a comment below. Like, what are you looking for specifically? And I'm happy to tell you what I know, the things that I have found to maybe meet that particular need, or I'll tell you if I don't know. But regardless, I'm happy to help and share this information. As we all know, tech is always changing, but there are certain ones that I feel like I could not run my business businesses without them because they're so vital to me. And so I'm happy to share this with you and anything else. Looking forward to our next live coming up later this week, as I am going to be sharing more news around the rebranding to Simplified Partners from Simplified Bookkeeping. So I'm excited. So stay tuned. It's coming soon. Thanks again and have a great Tuesday.